Bobby Manning here. Celtics lose 115-83 to the Toronto Raptors. For CLNS Media, for Celtics All Access and the Garden Report. First home opener, first game at home for the Celtics here. And we talked about it with Josue Pavone, the lack of effort, the boos, the urgency, and compete issues evident in this one that were so reminiscent of last year. One other hugely concerning thing to me that stuck out of this one, especially when it comes to how Ime Udoka responded to the grueling, out-of-control second half where the Celtics just lost all will to get back on fast break defense and stop Toronto in transition, was the complaining after calls. And the key moment in this game to me was when Jason Tatum got called for a moving screen, was trying to involve himself in some screen action with Dennis Schroeder, I believe it was, around that point in the game. And four Celtics huddled around the official at midcourt, including Tatum. Udoka had some words with another official on the sideline, and there was this moment of stoppage where the Celtics grew extremely frustrated. Tatum threw his hands up in the air like this and drew a technical foul. Now, Udoka, if you followed him through preseason, said we're not going to be a team that complains, and even benched Grant Williams for complaining to an official during a preseason game. Not the same case here. Tatum was not pulled from the game following that technical foul and went on to take the ball inside on consecutive plays, I believe 3 or 4 straight plays in a row after that. Run into some contact on 2 plays. He stared down an official in the backcourt. And on another play, he flipped a hook shot up off the shot clock that just got called out of bounds, and he just smiled and laughed across half court until finally he got back into the half court and turned to the official, was grabbing his side, motioning on what he was trying to make the case was done to him on the other end. And within moments, Gary Trent's exploding to the rim for an uncontested layup. You had Scotty Barnes running all the way to the rim in transition in what became a 20-point game after a number of threes and transition runouts by the Raptors, where the Celtics just weren't getting in position on defense, in part because Tatum was in the backcourt complaining. And Udoka finally, after that stretch where the Raptors got it to 20, put Tatum on the bench. Don't think it was a benching. Tatum ended up playing 30 minutes in this one. Seemed to be a normal rotation because Tatum returned about halfway through the fourth quarter, but did sit for a decent amount to start the fourth quarter there. Tatum said after the game, "I'm not perfect. I let my emotions get the best of me. I want to be held accountable by my teammates, myself, and you being the media." So Tatum, knowing the compete, the focus, and the commitment to that rule wasn't there in this one. Concerningly, by Udoka himself, I thought this was a game where maybe you don't lay the hammer down and do it so rough-handedly in the second game of the year, but there was a case after a technical foul like that to sit Tatum down at least for a few minutes and not have that stretch there where he's so caught up in the officiating. A small moment, but an important one in a game where I thought the Celtics looked like last season's version of themselves after a preseason where it seemed like they were able to institute so much meaningful change here. Celtics 0-2, they're on to Houston, and we'll be looking at that compete level and their ability to stay within the game through swings. And the concerning thing out of that stretch there was that Al Horford had just laid down a great hook shot and one, sliding to the baseline in one of the better games, or better plays, better momentum plays of the game. And very quickly after that, blocked a Toronto Raptor on the three-point line and got it out to Tatum in transition to throw an alley-oop to Brown. They couldn't capitalize on that. Any momentum that the Celtics built throughout this game ultimately disintegrated into a massive Raptors run the other way. So focus, intensity, hard to not look at the Celtics getting caught up in calls again is an important moment in this one. Bobby Manning, CLNS Media, Celtics All Access. We'll see you again on the Celtics postgame show Sunday after the Celtics play the Houston Rockets.